said, okay, what else? I said, what if somebody doesn't have integrity? He said, well, then he said you should be lazy. Basically what Warren Buffett said is, if you don't have integrity, we don't want you to have initiative because you're going to mess a bunch of things up, right? So it's 14 years old. He's getting this, you know. I thought, man, I didn't even start to understand that stuff till I was in my late 20s. And it's things that aren't taught in our schools. And so a lot of the stuff you're going to learn through the EXO training system aren't taught in our schools. And you might say, well, this is different than I learned in college. Exactly. A lot of it, exactly. Not that everything in college is bad, but a lot of it will be different. You know, there's a lot of college professors today. I'm not against college, but there's a lot of college professors today that teach business that have never run a business. So I'll just say be aware of that, okay? So you gotta have some know-how. So that know-how has to come from experience, not theory, right? Then we implement and then we check progress. Well, belief is the first one, and this drives everything. Because if you don't believe, you'll never do it. You'll never do anything. I mean, think about some things that you're good. Anybody a golfer in here? Anybody good at golf? So if we said, hey, you're not good. You like golfing, but you're not good. That's me too. Hey, that's my people. I love golf. I'm not any good at it. So if I go out and shoot 9, if I get a 45, I'm excited. Like that's something for me. But more realistic, I'll probably get a 51 or something on most courses. But I love it. I love to go out there and play and have a good time. So golf or any other sport. What sport or hobby are you familiar with? What are you good at? Give me some of them. Huh? Crafting? Yeah. Sewing, that kind of stuff. Yeah. Anybody else? Fishing? Huh? Bowling? You're good at bowling, really? Awesome. Maybe you can teach me. We went, and it was embarrassing. I thought I could bowl. I'm telling my kids how, Daddy used to really have it. Like, Daddy lost it somewhere along the way. I'm not very good anymore. Roller skating. Some of us went roller skating. I couldn't walk for 3 days after that because I fell down 400 times trying to shoot the duck. Finally got it. But cooking. Anybody good cook? How'd you get good at cooking? A lot of practice. You did it, right? So, Mario, what's your favorite dish to cook? If you're going to cook for me, I said, Mario, impress me. What are you making me? Chicken Alfredo. Oh, diet? Chicken Alfredo. Man, I'm in. Amy's probably like, yeah, she loves Alfredo too. So, all right, chicken Alfredo. Now, if we came over and had chicken Alfredo, you would have no problem doing that. You already knew. How'd you learn how to do it? Did somebody teach you? Okay, so somebody taught you, and then probably through the years, through practice, you learned and maybe improved it a little bit or whatever. That's the point. So now you believe you can do that because you've done it. Many of you, whatever you do on your job, whatever it is, you believe you can do it. I know we have an electrician here somewhere. Who's the electrician? Is that you? Yeah. So I used to be one too. Don't tell them. Shh. I try. My kids say, Daddy, somebody will say they got an electrical problem. Daddy, you're an electrician. You can go fix that. I said, don't you ever say that again. Don't tell anybody. Now I just said it on Facebook. All these people are going to ask you. It's kind of like when you got a pickup truck. Everybody wants to know. I don't know anything about electrical work. All I remember is black and black, white and white, get paid on Friday. That's all I remember. Oh, so cooking, accounting, like accounting. I understand some general stuff. I've read some economics books. So I wouldn't call myself an expert. So you got to pick something that you're going to be an expert at your craft, and probably you're doing that now and getting paid for it. Fishing, if it paid more, I probably would be a professional shark fisherman, but you can't get paid for it. So how did you get good? You got good by practicing, and you can do the same thing here. Remember this video I was talking about. This is the same principles here Warren Buffett was sharing on the video. The best team doesn't always win. It happened this year in the Super Bowl. Seriously, it did. It did. Now, here, I'm not making excuses. I prefer the Patriots, but you can't say Patriots aren't a better machine. What happens in a game like that is the team that gets the most points wins. It doesn't mean they're the best. Miami Dolphins, 1972. Not the best team. Not the best team. By far. Undefeated. But the coaches convinced them. See, Tim Foley was my buddy. So I've had quite a few conversations with Tim Foley about this. He was a defensive back for Miami Dolphins. So he actually told me, he said, the coaches convinced us that we could he said, they never told us we were a better team. They just convinced us we could score more points than the other teams. And so we did that. So we knew going out there we were the underdog, but we didn't care. And it worked. So I'm not here tonight to convince anybody that you're, a better businessman than Warren Buffett or Mark Cuban or something like that. All I'm saying is you can score some points here and build your business and get whatever you want to get out of this if you understand how to score points and you're willing to move ahead. It doesn't take the best team to win. The smartest people don't always win. I can't remember if it was Larry Ellison or one of those guys. One of these billionaire guys said this. So please, I didn't say it. I'm not trying to offend you. I'm just telling you what they said. A students, Kiyosaki said something like this too, but they just put a little extra step on it. A students work for B students, C students own the company, and then D students write the checks to the foundation. Do you know that Thomas Edison was dumb? They told him, get him out of here, get him out of school and everything. He's an idiot, can't read, couldn't talk till he was 7. He didn't get the best grades. But thank you for lights. Entrepreneur with a dream. The strongest and fastest don't always win. I mean, how many times have you seen a sporting event where somebody's looking back or something, and I'm beating you, and now somebody smokes them on the other side, right? Because they made a mistake or whatever. And here's what works. Hunger and belief always wins. Hunger and belief. Hunger will trump knowledge every time. If you got hunger, that's it. And, well, where do I get hunger from? I want me some Burger King. Where do I get hunger from? Not that kind of hunger. Actually, it is kind of like that. Imagine if you missed a meal. When we miss a meal, we know it, don't we? Most of us. I know I do. I get hangry. Anybody else get hangry? I get a little fussy. Amy calls it hangry. I call it fussy. I just get a little fussy. I'm trying to eat clean right now, actually. So I'm not sitting down and eating a 4-pound cheeseburger and stuff, but I'm eating like 5 times a day. And if I miss my little betweener snack or something, like my blood sugar gets whacked and I get fussy. So, but we know it when we miss a snack, don't we? What if our brain worked the same way? When we didn't put good stuff into our brain for even a few hours, we would get fussy. Wouldn't that be great? Can I tell you something? It does. It does. You just don't know it. Here's what will happen. The more audios you listen to, the more books you read, the more you associate with these people, the more you get coaching and counseling from the Martins, the Jarvinens, the Newtons, whoever you're working with, the more you do that, the more you'll see the other people have bad attitudes. Has anybody noticed this yet? See, you used to be fussy because you weren't getting your food. Now that you're getting your brain food more often, everybody else is getting fussy. No, they've been fussy all along. You just started to notice it. You follow me? It's the same thing. Our stomach growls and it lets us know, and we feed it. Your brain growls too. It's just a little harder to hear. You just got to be listening to it, okay? So that hunger and belief comes from listening over and over and over again. I can tell you this, that I love listening to audios. We're actually leaving tonight. We're going to head up to Knoxville because I want to get past Tampa and then go through Atlanta during the middle of the day. We're going up to, Knoxville tomorrow and the next day, and then Friday we're going to Nashville for an event. We're going to go up there and look for a summer home because 5% humidity down here. You just enjoy yourselves, but I don't know if I can take it anymore. So it messes up my hair in the summer. Just gets a big frizzy mess. But anyhow, we like the mountains and all that, so we're not leaving here. We're just going to go there for the summer at least. Anyhow, so we're heading up there tonight, and as soon as we get in the car and everybody gets settled and everything, I'm going to put in some CDs. I'll put in an audiobook, something. You know, Fox News doesn't help me further my life. If you want to listen to Fox News, great, or CNN, continuous negative news, any of those, it's all fine. It's all fine, but let me just tell you, you only need 15 minutes of it and you're good, because it's the same thing over and over. They just loop it and loop it and loop it and loop it. It looked like something happened today out in California. There was another shooting. They call it a mass shooting. 3 people got horrible, horrible. But they'll just blow it up, make it, it's just, I won't even get into it. All right, I'll get in trouble. But anyhow, that's how they make their money, right? Is by getting us all riled up and getting us to the next thing. You ever notice how they, the headline, so-and-so, Russia's going to drop a nuclear bomb on us. Details after this commercial, right? Watch all the commercials come back and they'll say something else and it's just unbelievable. It's a racket. So we got to get out of the racket. So here's our training system. And the training system, get your MBA here. Probably some of you have an MBA, a master's in business, right? Isn't that what they call it? We call this, if you want, can't guarantee techniques and approaches will work for you, but they have worked for others. We call it a mega bank account. If you use an MBA here is, you can really make a lot of money, okay? If you understand the system. It's all about duplication. It's all about residual income. It's all about who's learning to build a business when you're not there. So if I don't fall in love with the training myself, then it's going to be really hard for me to sell somebody else on it, right? So, you know, a lot of people, they get involved with the system. Somebody told me to get involved with the system. Okay, I'll do that. And they do. But they buy the CDs or they get on the audios, the streaming audios, and they don't listen to them. They start listening, I don't know about that one. They get their book of the month. Oh, yeah. I go to people's houses and I see their library. Like, sweet. They got 50 books or something like that. And I go over and I look at them like, they've never been opened before. Great. They're brand new, you know. You look at my library, they're all tore up and, you know, probably 85, 90% of my books have been opened, marked up, and I totally ruined them. But I got stuff out of them, right? So books. Books are the thing that's going to fundamentally change our belief system. Audios will help us change our attitude and help us with our motivation a little bit. They will not motivate you. That comes from within. But it will help you be inspired. But books will change who we are and how we see ourselves. You know, there was a time when I saw myself as a 1.8 high school flunky that had to go to summer school, that has dyslexia and comprehension problems. That was going to be probably a welder. Nothing wrong with being a welder, but I was a welder at the time, drinking a lot, bad relationships. That's all I could ever see myself being. I thought, this is what I'll be. I work my hands. I don't know anything about business. I believe this. And one day, I got a couple cassette tapes from a guy named Zig Ziglar, who's passed on now. Changed my life. Got me to believe, wow, everybody puts their pants on one leg at a time like me. I've had 3 back surgeries. It's a little different now. I can't bend over that good. I thought, you know what? If he's for real, if I can really learn this stuff, I'm willing to learn. Because I was working hard already. Remember, it's not the smartest person. It's the hungriest. So, videos we have, association, this is so important. We're associating with people right now that probably aren't taking us where we should be going. How do we know that? Tim, you don't know anything about me. Okay, well, I'll just tell you where I was at. The friends that I was hanging out with already knew kind of the same stuff that I knew, and none of us had any kind of success in life, really. Now, I could compare myself to some of my buddies, and for sure some of my neighbors, and say, well, I'm doing better than them. Because, you know, as an engineer, I was making like, this is a long time ago, but I was making like $84,000, $85,000 a year. And some of my neighbors only made $65,000, $70,000. So if I compared myself to them, I was doing pretty good. But if I compared myself to Bill Gates, not so much. But it's not about money. Because still, if I compare myself to Bill Gates, not so much. It's about when you wake up in the morning, do you love what you do? And is it producing in your life what you want? So, you know, there's an investment in anything that you do. Some of you went to college and you got a degree, and maybe you work in the field you got your degree in. 70% of the people that get a degree work in a field other than what their degree is in. I do know that, according to Oliver DeMille. So, so we invest in something, and then maybe it didn't turn out like, well, not that everything we learned was wrong, but if you invest in this training system here, it's more about investing in yourself. Put the time into it. You know, these audios, every time, when you buy them, you pay X amount of dollars, $49 a month or whatever, and if you want the CDs, it's another 10 or something like that. When you buy them, you've already paid for them. They're yours. They get cheaper. If you're a tightwad like me, they get cheaper every time you listen to them. So listen to them over and over and over again. Zig Ziglar says you need to listen to an audio about 16 times before you really get it. And when you can say the sentence that Jim Martin's getting ready to say on that CD, then you got it. There's some CDs that I've had for 15 years. I just listened to one this morning, and I heard something new on it. I bet I've listened to it over the 15 years. I've probably heard it 50 times, I bet. 50 times. I bet I've heard it 50 times. And I heard something new on one this morning, like, no way! When did they put that in there? Oh, it's the same one. Yeah. Actually, it's so old, it used to be a cassette tape. I put it on a CD, which is probably not right, but anyhow, I did it. I owned it. The cassette tape burned up. So, coaching, here's one. Free coaching. As far as I know, you get involved here, you can get free coaching from the Paulins or the Mattises or whoever you're working with. They'll actually help you move your business forward. They won't charge you. And then these tools, through the XO site, you can get the closer look packs and all these different packs, the top 3 packs for sure, to help you build your business. Remember, it's about duplication. When you're at work or when you're off on vacation, whatever you're doing, you want people in your team learning, and that's what those tools are for. Okay? Here's the 8-step pattern for success. Dream. You got to have some reason you want to do it and then commit to it. Commitment is way different than trying. This is something that you will not make. I don't think you'll make a lot of money doing anything by trying it. It always concerns me when people say things like, yeah, I'm gonna pass Jim Martin. I know he's got the biggest business, but I'm going to pass him like he's standing still. Oh, yeah? Have you shown any plans yet? Nope. I'll watch. I'll have 100 people tomorrow. All right. I'm thinking to myself, you want your money back right now? Or you got to commit. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't be ambitious. Certainly you should. But we should also be realistic. I mean, I got started, and I was that person when I got started. And I was in for a rude awakening. I didn't have hardly any friends. None that were sober, for sure, when I got started. So I had a hard time backing up the things that I was saying. So within a few weeks, I learned to just zip it and start just showing the plan and trying to get better and getting help, right? So commitment isn't just me saying I'm going to do something. It's committing to come to the Tuesday every week. It's committing to listen to the audios every day. It's committing to read X amount per day. Make a list of everybody that you know. We don't know who will do it. And then contact them. Show the plan. We teach show the plan 15 times in a month. You can use the video. You can use the slide deck thing, however you want to do it. Draw it on the piece of paper there. And then do what's called a follow-through or get-back meeting. You want to get back with that person, circle around. Hopefully you've got them signed up or really interested already. Go back and talk about the materials. Hopefully show the plan with them. I'll just say this about when you go out and show the plan. Expect them to get started with you. Real simple. Just expect them to get started with you. On XO University, got a lot of great tools on there. And then all the different modules you can listen to. They got all the techniques and all the things you can say and all that. But none of that means anything if you don't expect them to get started. I've watched so many people show the plan. They get done at the end and they say, so what'd you think? You wouldn't want to do this, would you? Like, man, don't be so rough with them. What'd you think and you wouldn't want to do this with you are the same thing. People want to be led. Why would they get in business with somebody that doesn't believe in it any more than they do? They don't even know what they're seeing. And you're sitting there saying, what'd you think? I don't care what they think. Well, I do, but I'm not going to let them tell me what they think. I'm going to tell them. I was at a funeral a couple months ago, R.C. Sproul. I don't know if you all know who R.C. Sproul is, but it was kind of funny. John MacArthur was there, and they have different doctrinal beliefs. We'll just say that. And R.C. called John MacArthur, he calls him Johnny Mac. And he was telling the story. He said, Johnny Mac, why is it every time you and I are together, I have to tell you what you believe? And these are two of the greatest minds in our country, right? It's just kind of funny. I thought, that's kind of what we do when we show the plan. Because when people see the plan, they don't disagree with the cash flow quadrant. I don't think I've ever had somebody say, no, that ain't true. That's a bunch of malarkey. That ain't true. They might not like it, they might say, I've actually had people say, no, I'm just going to stay over here. I'm saying that. It's true. We just are telling them again what they believe. And so when you show somebody the plan, expect them to get started and lead them into the next step by simply saying, so here's what I think we need to do next. Could I make a recommendation to you? What are they going to say? No. I've said that, I don't know how many, literally thousands of times through the years. Can I make a recommendation to you? I've never had anybody say no. When they do, I'll say, okay, great. See you later. If I can't make a recommendation to them, nice meeting you, I'll see you later. But when they say, yeah, you can make a recommendation. Why don't we get you the paperwork filled out? That'll be the next step, because I've already shown them team approach and everything, why they need to be going, et cetera, right? It's all that expectation. And then coach, counsel, check what you're doing and teach it to the new person. Then we're going to Bora Bora. Who wants to go? So think of this. Well, we're actually going to do a Hawaii trip first, but that'll be probably a year or two before. But Bora Bora will happen at I don't know, maybe it'll be ambassador level or maybe one below that, but it won't be that hard to get there. Let's say that. So, how many have been jet skiing before? Jet skiing in Bora Bora is different. The water's like this deep where they take you. It's awesome. It's like, man, this thing's scraping. And then you stop and you get out and you're only up to like maybe just below your knees. It's just, it's bath water everywhere. It's just absolutely gorgeous. So our hotel, I think, was just on the other side of that right there. But we were boogieing around here. The only thing I didn't like about it is there was a guided tour. That part kind of stinks. But if you give the guy $200, you can do whatever you want to do. I said, so what if we just want to go over there and everything? He goes, well, I don't want you breaking the stuff. Well, they're insured, aren't they? He said, yeah. I said, well, we're not going to break them. I said, but he goes, well, liability, this, that, and the other. And I pulled out $100 and I put it in front of him. He goes, yeah, another $100. He goes, yeah. It was fun. Anyhow, so we had a good time. Boogieing around, and you go and you stop at a beach somewhere, just because it actually does get hot, sun beating down on you and everything, right? So you get out and you just chill, and then you go grab something to eat there. Kind of nice. The name of the restaurant is Bloody Mary. I brought that up last time. Bloody Mary. So this guy, I think he was from like New Jersey. He went down there back in something like '86 or something. He went down there for a vacation from Jersey, and he never came home. He like literally is that story. You hear these stories. We met him like, really, you did? He goes, oh, I've only been home a couple times for holidays. I'm like, wow, that's cool. But I wouldn't go home either. It's like 114 hours to get back to New Jersey from here. So and it's beautiful. I mean, that's just a typical day there. And it's just gorgeous. And then you go back to your room and you sit on your back porch and have a drink and look through your floor, see fish swimming by, glass floor out of your hut, and watch the sunset. Wow. What a beautiful world God's created here. Just and hearing the waves all night long and thinking, wow, I can remember when I did a meeting that time and somebody didn't show up. Does it matter? Nope. I don't want to bring you down, but I want to tell you, like, probably the worst thing you're going to encounter. It happened to me, and it's really scary. I mean, a lot of businesses you can have, there's high risk things that will happen to you. So here's I just want to prepare you for what's going to happen. One time, maybe more than once, but it's happened a couple times to me. And it scared me. I tried to book a plan with somebody and they said no. And then another time, I can only remember a couple times, but I showed it to somebody and they said, no, I wouldn't be interested in that. Oh, but I got through it. I mean, it was rough. That's about as bad as it gets, folks, right there. I mean, it's crazy. People, like, they get, how do I do it? No, they get all nervous and their palms are sweating and everything. Like, are you kidding me? Like, you're not asking somebody out on a date here. You're trying to see if they have a dream. I love Albert McLeanis. He has a great attitude about it. He basically says, yeah, I go talk to people, and I see if they still have a dream left, see what they want to do about it. Amen, brother. So we should all ask ourselves that question. When you go home tonight, look in the mirror and say, self, do you have a dream? Heck yeah, I do. What are you going to do about it? That's the question, right? And for those of you that don't like Bora Bora, you can go to this place. Jim, I know you probably like that. That's more Jim Martin style. Enjoy it. Wear your parka. Snot running down your face and everything. I don't look that cold. I guess they don't have parkas on, but anyhow. So there's your training system, and I highly encourage you to get involved with the training system if you're not. If you are involved with the training system, I highly encourage you to ratchet it up, because the biggest teams with the biggest volume that have the most training and the most changed lives are the ones that are going to get on that plane and go down to Bora Bora. They're the ones that are going to get on the plane and go to Hawaii. And I'm telling you, if you've been to Hawaii before, it's great, it's fun. If you've been to Grand Wailea before, some of you probably have been there. It's more fun when it's free. The food tastes better when it's free. The water's better when it's free. We're going to be doing it. And I'd love to see everybody in this room go. And everybody can. If you don't buy into these negative, limiting beliefs like I did when I was younger. And understand, you're just as good as anybody else. Some of you think, I'm already better than everybody. Hey, that's fine. That's fine. As long as that's rooted in something real, you don't have to believe you're the best or the worst. You just have to believe you can score some points. You can score some points because you're on the best team ever assembled. Welcome to Bombera. God bless you.